Guess what? In 2025, we have seen almost one plane crash a day or helicopter crash, and yet people don't recommend that we stop using airplanes. But when there was one suspicious Zeppelin crash of the Hindenburg, they stopped using airships that they had been using all the time before then. Back in the early 1900s, airships like the Zeppelin were the way to travel. They were luxury liners of the sky, like the Titanic but floating. From the 1910s to the 1930s, airships crossed the Atlantic regularly. The Graf Zeppelin made 144 transatlantic trips between Germany and the Americas, carrying passengers, mail, and even cargo like cars. They'd go back and forth every couple of weeks, sometimes faster than ships, cruising at 80 miles per hour. They ran on hydrogen and helium, no oil needed. Here's an example of a schedule to South America. They even had luxury items like pianos on board of the planes. So what did they do? Airships were for VIPs. They had fancy dining rooms, sleeping cabins, even smoking lounges. They also hauled freight and delivered mail globally. The U.S. Navy used them for scouting. They were versatile, eco-friendly, and they didn't guzzle gas. Sounds perfect, right? But then they vanished. The Hindenburg crash in 1937 got all the headlines. Conveniently, oil companies were pushing planes and cars which needed their product. Airships, they ran on helium or hydrogen, which you could make without big oil. So is this a coincidence? By the 1940s, airships were basically gone, and we were all hooked on gas-guzzling technology. And here's the kicker. Airships were safer than you think. The Graf Zeppelin flew over 1 million miles with 0 crashes. Compare that to early planes. Was the Hindenburg a setup to scare us? It sure helped the oil barons. Now we're stuck paying for gas, while airships could have been our green sky cruising future. This certainly looks a lot more comfortable than the flights that we go on these days with cramped seats. Another thing that I find odd is that I never heard about airships when I studied history. I only heard about the Hindenburg crash, but I never heard about all of these transatlantic flights that were going on. So if anybody has any interesting books about airships that they recommend, please let me know, because I'd like to investigate this more.